Hi everyone, long time no see. Actually, the last post was from April 11, I think. So I decided to join this video to inform you what I'm doing in all the time. I'm doing this book here, The Sky is Heaven. The Sky is Heaven is about the heavenly place that is near to us, the first heavenly dimension. That is called Sky is Heaven. So at the Sky is Heaven, the people there get some missions of jobs to help people here. So I focus on the job of the sectors. The sectors are a group of people like a club that made up stories and tell them they have 4 members, I think 3 members and a secretary, Maria. So they each one will tell a story. I already finished the story for the 4 members, so they have to approve. So in order to fulfill their mission, they Maria, the secretary, chase to the Heavenly Father so that he inspire people. The way he inspires is up to the Heavenly Father. So if I read in this book, I already have 4 members and 4 stories, why I haven't finished yet? Because they're going to visit the Tails. What are the purpose of the visit? Because Maria was originally the founder of the Tails. What's the difference between the Tails and the sectors? In the first story, if called the Tails kind of story, then sector kind of story. What's the thing? The sectors is a story that can read for children, teenagers, adults, and all people, and then got inspired. But the Tails story is about inspiring children. So the people that are members of the sector was also inspired by the Tails. So I have to go to the Tails. They won't watch a session of the Tails, a session of the club, the Tails. They work similar to the sectors in order to they learn, because the way to tell the story is similar, but the public or the audience is different. So they will learn similar. The difference is the sections kind of reunion for learnings. They learn from the master of the Tails, the Dacia. And actually, Maria was the founder of the Tails, and Dacia was the helper. So Maria left Dacia with the Tails, and they have new crew and go to the sectors. The story is about most the sectors, but in order to get people to know the difference between the Tails story and the sector story, we have Dacia's story on the Tails. But I didn't write it yet, so I didn't even have a title for the story. So after the story, I think I put the meaning behind the story. But the real thing that the book is gonna weigh a little, because I write on paper, so I have to type it correct. So I gave the introduction for you, so you can know. The Sky is Heaven. Introduction. Right up in the clouds there is a spiritual place so heavenly that is beyond our imagination. There dwell very good people that helps humanity in most various forms. You can follow the most various ways, but I think the more various form. There are diverse ways that help people, but most of them are hints and hidden ways to make sure that the people learn his ways without noticing the action of them. By the way, us cannot see the action of them, so it's hints, tips. There are many sectors and divisions, but this book focuses on one of the most simple and most awesome and effective ways they help people, by inspiring them to be better from stories that focus on learning virtuous values and the importance of being nice with each other, and many other things that help people grow better. The group is called the sectors because it's formed by 3 people and 1 secretary. I mean, there's practically 4 people. But you understand why it's 3 people and not 4 people, but actually are 4 people. The name of this awesome place is the Sky is Heaven because it's right up in the sky beyond the clouds, in a heavenly dimension right next to the world. So I invite you all to join this book as I tell the story of the great place named Sky is Heaven. Actually, we will know in the book that the Sky is Heaven is the lowest heavenly place. There are many you are right above. But as a little spoiler, the Heavenly Father is not God. The Heavenly Father is the person in charge or the Sky is Heaven. when he ascended to the next heaven, the place will fill but all the people that live in heaven. Actually, Maria will learn this, how to become the Heavenly Mother. But in this book, she won't become the Heavenly Mother because he has to learn all the ways the people help. This is the most simple way by inspired story, but the people they help guard the people. But I don't mention the other functions. But the other functions, I mention one thing important. They are work. Because this here is a club mounted by Maria to not look like work, because Dacia doesn't like to work. So in order to get Dacia on board of the tales, when she found it, she makes sure she doesn't the group doesn't look like work. It's a work that doesn't look like work. It's a club. So Maria was doing all the things that Dacia could think is as work. That's why she is the secretary of the sectors now, because she already did a function. And Dacia were glad now they had all the tales and they had new crew. But the story doesn't focus on the tales. Actually, they didn't went to the visit of the tales because I am still in the chapter of the where I look here. I still didn't write chapter 8. So chapter 8 is the visit to the tales, that's a story. Né? That's a story. No, it's not her first story. The story when the sectors visited. So I get a hint to know about some stories. I guess I have to be a new notebook actually. Né? Well, I don't really know one archetype of this. Né? Actually, chapter 7, Maria's story, the force of the mirror. Actually, the story is a kind of I like spoilers. Everyone knows. Né? When I want to watch a series that I'm late to the episode, I actually watch a weekly episode. But when I'm late, I go to Wikipedia in English and look all the spoilers. And they are good of them. The Force of the Mirror. The Force of the Mirror actually talks about a boy who met some strange girl. They gave him a mirror and he gave her a mirror back. And the strange girl gave the mirror she gained from the boy to his father. And I want to spoil that because you don't discover we won't discover on the final of this story. What is relationship between the girl, the boy, and the father of the girl, between the two mirrors. Especially, you get to read the book. But actually, this story of Maria is a masterpiece. The story of Maria, but the other stories are really good. Actually, the title of the story, the chapter 6, rather first story. Thank you. You are going to get two members of the crew of the sectors. Maria, the secretary, and Radha, member, really member, official member. The story is Never a Clock Meant to Be. Actually, Never a Clock Meant to Be is about a clock, actually, but it's not really a clock. And they discovered, actually, it's a clock, but never meant to be a clock. So as there's a story, I won't tell anything because it's surprising and actually you enjoy better without knowing what clock really is. But you already know it's a clock, there's never meant to be a clock. Actually, when I compose the story, I first get the title and make the story about the title. I think other authors doing the inverse process. They write all the story and based on the way they write, they get a title. I go the inverse process. I first have the title and based on the title that I compose the story. I think it's more logical. Why I will randomly write things and get a title from the random writing. I think more directional writing. So I get the title first. So I think chapter 5 Angus' first story. Actually, a life starts when the first post talks. That's the masterpiece also. A life starts when the first post talks. It's about the creation, but a little thing, the first post is a life starts when the first post talks. And the story has a little subtitle, Angus explained that his story has a subtitle to complement the title, then began. A life starts when the first post talk, as time flows different for each heart. Actually, a life starts when the first post talks, as time flows different for each heart. The time flow different for each heart is really is really the key of the creation. And well, actually, they receive a strange ball from his parents, and they exchange the balls because they are friends and they like the ball on another. But actually, you know that actually you get to know them. I think this book won't take long because not my books doesn't really take long to tell the authors, but it will take long because I have to type all of this and it finish. I think after the visit of the tales and that's a story, they will finish the stories. I think it may be a capture the meaning behind the story, like when I explain that this stories has a meaning behind them. But every book has a meaning behind them. So the other chapter 4, Michael first story. Actually, Michael, Radar, and Angus. Actually, Michael, Angus, and Radar are the members of the sectors. Well, and Mary are secretaries. So Michael first story. Michael's going first, so I going in reverse. The latest story to the first. A heavenly face starts by a single act of love. A heavenly face starts by a single act of love. Let's talk about a grandma that like to compose stories for children, but she didn't get reception. So people didn't leave a chance to tell a story because everyone speaks there's a nonsense story. So people didn't try anymore. So a boy, his grandson, didn't care about opinion of the others. Actually, he only cared about his opinion. So he have to give the chance to the grandma because if you didn't get any other opinion, you have to form your opinion, you have to give it a chance. And the story is based on he giving a chance to the grandma. And he changed something when listening to the first story of the grandma. And at final, he became an author, a self-published author, because a grandma age stories doesn't have self-published. But when they getting old, they're self-published. What the meaning behind this? I'm a self-published author. Actually, I'm one know the KDP. If you know the curiosity, I take 2 years to finish the KDP. Finish the KDP account. So in 2018, I tried to make an account of KDP, but it's missing something important here, the checking account. At the time, I didn't have a checking account that I will put, so I stopped there. So in 2020, I decided to put a book, and when I already have the checking account, so I put the checking account. I have some time looking at video YouTube, but when they ask to put the account, they don't show in YouTube because they can show this sensitive data. So I have to try many things a way to put the number right. So actually, the 2 years is because I didn't have a checking account that doesn't discount. That doesn't have a basket service. So when I have the checking account that doesn't have basket service, so I put them. Actually, no, it's not difficult to finish the KDP if you have the checking account. But if you don't have the checking account, you can finish. So I have replaced that basket love. So he became a self-published actor, and the dream he becomes a self-published author, and the dream of him is to publish the grandma stories. The thing here that is similar is because the grandma stories are the tale stories. I think the tale stories, but Maria, when she had the tales, she inspired the grandma his stories. So the grandson stories are the sector stories. So there's the little similar. Grandma want to inspire children with literal values, so as the tales. And the grandson, I didn't remember his name at time, but he has the name. So he wants to inspire people his age, teenagers, the college, I think you come high school or college, depending on culture. So he inspires people and make the kind of sectors kind of story. The thing is, as the society is different many years than he died. He died as old age, so he had many books. The people doesn't like grandma stories at the time of the grandson, and like his stories, so he has to use his fame. He explained that he only became what he now, because of the grandma story. So people give it a chance, and when he dies, it became a classic. Society inverted, and they prefer the grandma story. Actually inverted. Chapter 3, Savannah, the first reunion. What is Savannah? Savannah is when they have the blessing, when the Heavenly Father asks the blessing for the people start new jobs. Actually, Heavenly Father asked for the blessing of the Creator because, as we make clear, as you can notice, the Heavenly Father is not the Creator God, but only the administration of the heavenly spiritual region called the sky heaven. Actually, I explained earlier. Chapter 2, Maria and the Tales. Maria and the Tales. Actually, Maria started telling, when I first arrived at the sky's heaven and met the Heavenly Father, he said that he had designed something special for me, a simple and also very important mission. The mission was to inspire virtual and spiritual values to the children, and I say that the best way I could do it is by creating stories, so they learn joyful and happy. The Heavenly Father loved the idea and was also thinking the same thing, but they didn't try before, since they carry more complex missions, so I didn't have a master secretary guide like you have me. So as they had details, so I had to decide how I would implement. When I was leaving the office of the Heavenly Father, I met Dacia, who was afraid to work since she was a virtuous girl who had dedicated life to share love with others by other means that was not involved work. So when she arrived here to start the other functions, she was very afraid as I invited to the details, saying that our work was only to create stories to inspire people and offer me to do all the things she could consider work. Actually, you've called the sky's heaven most of the place to work. I don't specify the work, but it's really work. In the words, meanwhile I was the headmaster in rural details, I served also secretary, the same job I am doing for you now. It's really the same job since I was tutoring and teaching her. The only difference is that in details I was the member in charge. In other words, I was also like you are now, and also the secretary. Thus I only have to come up with some stories since I was doing the most of them. She still thanks me even now that she is the head of details and is doing what I have done for her. Sometimes I visit details as she always talks about what I did for her when her new mates, Domus and Kasia. Actually, she's going to use one of these results on the next chapter that I still didn't write. Mary told more things, especially to them that I would left confidential with them. Actually, she explained everything, but I left confidence to the farm members. So after all the explanation, they marked the first reunion for the Savannah. Savannah was a special day in calendar when the newcomers receive a blessing and start their jobs. Savannah was used to talk with more than one member of the task one time. Maria also received the blessing, although she was a new at Sky's Haven. She will start a new job as the Septors. Actually, Savannah, you can say, Savannah, you guys. Oh, Savannah, both of you. Actually, Savannah was a greeting for there, né? Greeting. So, the capital one, the structure, né? When it starts. Heavenly Father, the director of the place, has designed Michael, Radha, and Angus to be responsible for what is called the sectors, whose goal, as I think I changed whose goal, for the phrase. This type, I already typed capital one, actually. Is to inspire people with good stories. He also designed Mary as the secretary, who has the most important function, which is to write all the stories in a so-called book and go to the Heavenly Father for approval and eventually push. Actually, you want to learn what the reunions of the section, eh? So I got the final or first reunion, what they doing in special there, eh? Actually, is a great thing. The first reunion, the other reunions, they don't tell Michael's story. They comment a little, because they try to people have comment, eh? So the four members of the sector smile out to each other. Then Maria say, "We declare finished today run on the club. I think we start very well. Thank you all, Savannah." Savannah because the greeting. The three say thanks Maria, but actually. Actually, I will tell you that in all the story, I think it's very easy to watch what I'm for, né? Actually, here. Radha, Michael, and Maria say, "We approve your story, we were excellent." a story will fit well on the tales. Here are the sectors that is kind of a sticky story that could help people always reflect on the virus transmit. Actually, Angus story doesn't fit the tales because it's a kind of sector kind of story. Because what is the story? The sector guys. A life start on the first put talk because as time flow different for each half. This is a typical kind of the sector story. Actually, the other ones are the sector stories, but this story here will never fit the tales. Never fit the tales. But the other story can make an adjustment and fit the tales. I don't think right here. But actually, all the other sector stories because the tale stories is really different. But I really at this moment doesn't know how to explain to you the difference because I didn't write the tale story yet. So that's what the thing they call tale story. But as you know it, I need the title of the story before I start writing the story. So I have captured here the visit or the tales does a story, but I still didn't have a title. If I don't have a title, I can start writing. So first I have to get a title, né? Actually. So thanks for watching. I think in Brazil my book, O Livro das Rodas, has already paperback. It takes years to get there. My book Sonhos, if you are from Brazil, it has stock on Amazon Brazil, so you get faster than the others. So thank you guys, everyone. I think you already noticed that I before entered 2 times on the Prêmio Literário de Espanha and Prêmio Kindle de Brasil among storyteller, Spain and Brazil. And this year is already start the time frame, May 1 to 31 of August. But I didn't start any of the books because I want to write this one, and I didn't post this thing actually because England contest is already open May 1 to 31 August, but they didn't allow Brazilian people. The editor of the terms avoid in Brazil, so I can enter the English. But I want to write this book in English, so I write in this book even if I cannot participate because I want to be able to write the books that I want, not be present, but sometimes. Actually, after I finish the book, I think I will have time to participate in Spain or Brazil or even both if I want. I thinking a title for a Portuguese book. Yeah, I already had a title if I wanted to write a Portuguese book for the contest. But actually, being an author is not about winning the contest or even participate in the contest. Being an author is have the book in your hands, the book that ourselves write. So KDP allow me to have my book right. And you doubt why I have published any hardcover. That's because the cost of the hardcover is too I don't have a word for that, but it costs a lot of money in the production. The price of the author is higher than the price of the paperback for customer. The price for the customer, the hardcover, is really astonishing, I think. So too high. And it's the same story in paperback or hardcover. So if you want a more beautiful book, actually, I think that's not important. The importance is the content of the book and the story. So I think paperback is suitable for the purpose. So thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry for not publishing it because I like spoilers when people talk about some series, some book that already been published. But actually doing spoilers in a book that I'm writing is not some kind of thing because people get anxious. So I think it's better to surprise people. But since I cannot post, I didn't post a long time, I think this video will explain better. Actually, I can really show the book real in test. So thanks for watching, I appreciate that. And if you didn't know my blog, I think I'm youtube.com / William W39 and it's the YouTube. But innerdivineconnection.blogspot.com is the blog, and the facebook.com, I think slash, I don't know if it's slash, I think barra em português, William W39. So, Instagram, William Freitas 4452, vcontato, vk.com, slash, I think it's slash, né? William W39, I think William W39, William W39, né? And Pinterest, I think is William W39. Let's just look for Inner Divine Connection, and I post the covers of the book. And Pinterest is better because I post the cover of the paperback sometimes. And I have a Telegram channel. People didn't use, but you can listen to that. And my Facebook account is public, so you didn't have to add me to read all of them. Instagram is private, so you have to make a solicitation. So I think better is Instagram private and Facebook freely. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to check my other book. I think this book I written is the 56. I think I have a 55 books, I think. I didn't know. LinkedIn, you can search my name, William Menezes Freitas. You can check my formation, where I study, when my grades. You can check the course that I make on LinkedIn. I attend, né? I make it if you are the professor. I attend, ou seja, I'm the student, was the student. And also can read my ability skills. And thanks for watching. Don't forget to check the blog, it's better. And you can see author's page. Actually, author's page in Portuguese have more text. Why it has more text? Because Portuguese was an option that we put in after. So I made all the other language together. And Portuguese appears after, so I made an improved version. You can check my autobiography on blog also. English. Thanks for watching and bye.